Hello to all my friends out there. So I decided I might as well use my punch bowl cups for my tea because I'm very destructive and I got them free, so hey, I might as well use them. If I wreck them, that's okay. I can buy another punch bowl and cups for $5 at the thrift store. I'm glad I discovered that. Okay, so I want to thank all of you for praying for Misha, my son's girlfriend. She had a broken ankle and she had to have surgery this morning at Kaiser. And so I was very uneasy. If you follow me, you know I was up eating yogurt at 4:30 in the morning. I couldn't sleep. And so she got a good doctor, Dr. White, and she got a good anesthesiologist, and the recovery team was good. So, okay, we were nervous. I was nervous because my son had a football injury. So we were scared, but it went okay. It went really well, so, you know, we were really grateful. And thank you guys for praying. You know, she does a lot of important work with the foster kids, babies. Okay, so what I bought was I bought this tea, jasmine tea. And these are good. You get 40 for $1, so these are 2.5 cents per bag. But these are probably better for the stockpile. But every once in a while, you know, you want a little treat. So we're pretty much rejoicing because, you know, my son's girlfriend is okay. That was a pretty bad break. She had to have some pins. So, okay, what this video is going to be about, my spatula got hot. It's going to be comparing and contrasting food storage. What I want to compare and contrast is beans and rice and barley and wheat. Not saying one is better than the other, but evaluating each side of the issue. So I have some Vienna sausages here, and I started stockpiling these because of one of the followers, Mr. Charles. And then after I did, it occurred to me how smart that really is. I mean, for a few cents, this is 50 cents. You know, you can have a bite to eat. And this is Mandy's Bread, one of the followers. So what I'm doing is I'm making use of what I know, and I'm making use of what I find out from the followers. Let me give you the recipe. You can use, I'm sure you can use vinegar. And I would suggest jotting these recipes down because we don't really know what's going to happen with all these online videos. Okay, so now we have bread, and that is made out of the wheat flour. I am going to be making another meal today, and it's going to be corn tortillas, eggs, because one of the followers said if you stockpile eggs, you'll never go hungry, and I think that's pretty much true. So on the one side you have barley, you have wheat, you have wine or grapes, and you have oil. You will want to stockpile this. I get these for $1. It's not 100%. So you have grape or wine, call it what you want. And then this is very, very important. One of the, you know, in beauty shops we talk all the time. And one of the ladies said the worst thing for me to go without would be cheese. And I said, well, the worst thing for me to go without would be milk. Well, this isn't a very good job I did washing that, but just don't look at it. I would not want to go without milk because for one thing, this wouldn't happen. So for a few cents, you can eat this. It's not expensive. And what I usually do with this is, it could be any kind of bread. You know, I buy the bread for 50 cents a loaf, marked down half price. And so, you know, you would have 2 pieces of bread and you would have more than enough Vienna sausages. And these taste good. I fried these in. This is something that might go up because a lot of the swine were killed in the floods. But it's still probably cheaper than, and so, you know, okay, if you can make bread, you can have some, if you store wheat, flour, and you make bread, this is bread. This is good wheat crackers. This week I gave quite a few meals away to people. We have a lot of homeless people here. It's really bad if you get caught in that cycle. It's very expensive to live here. I see evidence of the price of living going up. Another thing I want to mention is, if something happens to your car, you want to know how you can get another car as quick as possible. And things can happen to the car. It would be better to evacuate with 2 cars in case something happened. So I bought my Corolla at La Mesa Toyota. And I got my car for $12,000, and at about the same time, my neighbor leased one for $30,000. Nicer, but a Corolla is a Corolla is a Corolla. Okay, so now let's start comparing and contrasting right here. Okay, so now one of the things that we can expect to go up is wheat products. What I would do is I would start piling my house full of this. This is whole wheat cereal. This is good quality cereal. But I bought this cereal for 50 cents. This is not as good as this, but this costs a fraction of what this cost, and this is better than nothing. So if you keep your eye out and you can get these 50 cents like this, go this way. But truthfully, if it was life and death, say something happened and it's life and death. Okay, these are the powdered milk I like. But if all you have is $1, you can get this at Dollar Tree. But truthfully, this is better milk. But what I suggest is if you can't afford this, you can get the Walmart brand as well. Okay, so that's a wheat product. Okay, now, and people don't discuss this in a way that is going to make sense if you're kind of new to stockpiling. Okay, so now for the stockpile, remember life and death? I gotta put my tray so nothing gets on the bottom. Okay, so for my stockpile, I finally decided to go this way, and I bought it at Walmart. So this is like, okay, so like if you're a Christian, the Bible, when they mention famines, it's wheat, barley, wine, and oil. You don't want to run out of oil, because you're going to be in a world of hurt with no oil. The best thing is to stockpile big cans of shortening. I buy these at Walmart. A lard is good. If you know you're facing some kind of starvation. Okay, and now this is corn flour. So you have wheat flour and you have corn flour. Okay, you're gonna need corn flour if you're going the way of beans and rice. You're gonna need either cornbread or you're gonna need tortillas. You can make some good tamales with these too. So you're gonna say to yourself, okay, now just for me, I'm gonna be much happier with this than beans. This is more expensive. You're gonna want sugar. Why? Because in the Depression, people ran out of sugar. They didn't have enough sugar. They didn't have enough meat. I buy all the stuff that's really my survival is dependent on. I bought at Walmart. So, okay, you have wheat and you have oil. Okay, and so I'll just show you these. You have beans. And you have rice. I have brown rice. It's probably more nutritious. You have, on the one hand, beans and rice, and you're going to need some oil and you're going to need some vegetables. You're not going to be able to just eat beans and rice. You're going to be thrown in a state of malnutrition. Okay, and then here I have textured soy, and I'm going to be buying some big 20-pound bags of this. The soy is another thing that was destroyed, and this is barley. So in the Bible, you don't have textured soy. That's from Asia. No, just kidding. Okay, you have barley, and the thing about barley is you can make a big pot of soup and you only need about a half cup barley. And these two items don't really require refrigeration, and neither do these, so that's good. So you're going to say, listen, am I going to be better off here or here? This is more expensive. I'm going to tell you that right now. Okay, if you have this, you can put 1/4 cup textured soy. What you do for that is you cook the water and the what is this thing called? The seasoning package, and you put about 1/4 cup of this textured soy, or any kind of thing. You can use it like hamburger and make little patties and stuff too. And you can also use this in your top ramen. That's what Mr. Charles does with it, and that's good. I've done that too. So you're going to say, not what everyone in Mexico is doing, but at my house, what am I going to be better off doing? Am I going to be going here or both? Well, and I think it's better to go to both. This way is going to cost you a little bit more money though. And then the other thing is you want to have some nuts. You know, when I've been making these meals for people, One thing I learned, you know, when you do stuff, that's how you learn. This and this is good. So you have beans and rice. You're gonna need some corn flour, and you're gonna need some vegetables. Remember the story about, I've told you guys many times, my customer went to the polygamy compound and almost starved, and an old man gave her beans and rice and a bag of vegetables and told her to plant a garden. But really, you're gonna need this. And then on this side, you have your wheat flour, you have your barley, you have your oil that you know you're going to need oil here. You can't fry these without any oil. So you're going to say to yourself, okay, this costs more, but, you know, it's going to be better for me. Okay, and then I just discovered this. I only have one can, but I'll be piling my stockpile full of this, because you can grind it in a blender and use it like a salsa, but you can also put it in your soups and stews. It's really good that way. And don't forget the nuts. I mean, they're kind of like a luxury, but not really. And then I wanted to mention, these are nice because you can pile hundreds of these up in a box. And if you're new to my channel, start reading the comments, because the comments are really, really going to help you. Okay, let me give you this really good meatball recipe. You could use the textured soy. And here's Pamela's grandmother's cake recipe. I've made that a lot. I love it. Here's some soup ideas. For the black beans, what I like is black bean salsa and avocado. Okay, and also I would do research on the government food boxes. Okay, when I took my friend to the food bank, there was no eggs, but notice nuts. But you can buy egg replacers at Walmart. Dairy would be like your yogurt. You want to stockpile milk. You don't want to be going without dairy. Here's another one. One of the meals I gave one of the street people was the canned food from my car with the crackers and nuts. And I planted a garden, and you guys saw it, and it was pretty impressive. But I ran into a woman, and I said, wow, what do you know, who lives around here, and I go, what do you do with about those gnats? And she says, oh, I just put about 5 drops of dish soap in a big spray water bottle, and I spray them down once a week, and the bugs stay off of them. So this gives me hope. So what happens is when you're in the midst of doing things, that's how you learn. So now, okay, so you guys know the beans. This is a good way to go. This is cheap. I would go this way myself. I would go the Bible way, not because I'm a Christian, because it's down through the generations what you're likely to run out of during a famine. And I would suggest this stockpile, adding this to your stockpile. This is all great stuff. I have raisins. I have some of these. These are nigh to useless. Now this is a good one. I'll be piling my stockpile full of this. I think it was Henzo, and then, you know, just various grape drinks. One of the followers mentioned his grandfather would have eggs with pancakes and grape jelly. That was a really good comment. So, okay, thank you guys for praying for my son's girlfriend. We're very grateful to God that it turned out as well as it did. And if you guys are in any areas that are likely to flood, check out Mike Morales. Watch that every single day. He's always right where the floods are likely to come. I made some comments, you know, about evacuation. And one of the comments on his channel was, we need to stop these people. Okay, well, that's a really great idea. You stop them and you tell me how you stop that them from spraying those chemtrails. In the meantime, if you live in these areas, prepare for evacuation. Just be prepared. Don't do anything crazy. I'm not trying to put this down at all. This is good. These can count as your vegetable. When I come back, I'm going to make some little tortillas with some eggs and some salsa. So, you know, also watch Cheap RV Living. That has to do, one of the comments on Mike Morales' channel is, where are these people? I think they're in their cars. So one thing you want to do is acquaint yourself with car living. You know, that's where the park in the shade thing came. Take shelter. Don't park out in the elements. Here's the 8 rules. Be grateful to God. We are very grateful to God that Misha is okay. Number 1B, park in the shade. You know, if you have to be in your vehicle, park under any kind of shelter. Do not park out in the elements. Keep yourself out of the elements as much as possible. Enjoy life. Buy everything at the cheapest possible price, like your Corolla. God provides. That's really true. But if you're in a flood area and you don't evacuate, and those dams break or those levees leach, it's not going to be good. Watch and pray, no accidents. The thing about accidents is, it was an accident. I don't know. When I leave the house, I pray for God to get me back in one piece, and then I thank Him when I get back there. If things look bleak, pray to God for help. Another thing is, you can go online and you can look up the disaster information. And if you're in a flood area, you should be acquainted with that, and earthquakes. You know, I watch Fullerton Informer, and he takes naps in his car, and he says he can feel the seismic movement, and I don't doubt it. Now, this one was my follower, and thank you very much. When praying for others, light a candle. And then number 8, take advantage of all freebies. So I think you guys noticed all those freebies I got at my party. That was very fun for me. I enjoyed that a lot. I had a very hard time getting my act together. So, okay, the next party will be when I get 100. These are cute. I'm glad I done. Well, these were a curbside thing. You know, somebody left them in the parking lot. I'm very glad I took them. So take advantage of all freebies. Now the dumpster diving thing, you know, I don't know about that. I'll show you something funny. When I take aspirin or any kind of pain relievers, I get these marks. So I looked at those and I thought it was like Inventigo, and I go, Oh my gosh, you know, from the dumpster diving. So, you know, if you are going to dumpster dive, you know, it's not without risk. So, okay, you guys, God bless you all.